The nation's muse, Meg Ryan, become a traitor in the eyes of her fans and one of the most hated figures on Hollywood's screen. Meg Ryan was once the nation's symbol of romance, then suddenly became the center of a sensational affair. It's no longer the gentle "When Harry Met Sally" of yesteryear. Now people remember her for nights lost in cigarette smoke, hard liquor, and a secret romance with Russell Crowe that sent the media into a frenzy. What is really happening to her? Is Meg Ryan truly to blame, or was she simply another victim of powerful men? In this video, we will uncover a story that has never been told, and also look through some rare photos of her. Meg Ryan, born Margaret Mary Emily Ann Hyra on November 19, 1961, in Fairfield, Connecticut, came from an intellectual yet turbulent family. Her mother, Susan Jordan, had been an actress before becoming an English teacher, while her father, Harry Hyra, was a Polish-American math teacher. Meg's childhood was shaped by her Catholic upbringing and her years at St. Pius X Elementary School. Alongside her three siblings, Dana, Annie, and Andrew Hyra, a member of the band Billy Pilgrim, she grew up in a big household that was not truly happy. When she was 15, her parents' divorce left a deep mark on her life and became a significant part of her emotional development. In 1979, Meg graduated from Bethel High School and pursued journalism, starting at the University of Connecticut before transferring to New York University. However, her dream of becoming a reporter soon took a different turn. To cover her tuition fees, Meg accepted advertising gigs and minor roles in television shows, and later a role in As the World Turns. This unexpected opportunity opened the door to her acting career. Once she realized her future belonged to film, Meg left college just one semester before graduating. Upon joining the Screen Actors Guild, she chose the stage name Meg Ryan, taking her grandmother's maiden name. From that moment on, Meg Ryan became synonymous with bright, charming, irresistibly romantic roles in Hollywood. A historic turning point in her career arrived in 1989, when she played Sally Albright in When Harry Met Sally, one of the films that redefined the rom-com genre. Her performance alongside Billy Crystal created a legendary on-screen couple. The scene in which Sally pretends to climax in the middle of Katz's Delicatessen became one of the most iconic moments in American cinema. Bold and hilarious, earning Ryan her first Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. Following that resounding success, Meg Ryan continued to challenge herself with diverse projects. She appeared in Oliver Stone's The Doors and Prelude to a Kiss, which, while not meeting commercial expectations, showcased her boundless artistic ambition. However, her next big hit came in 1993 with Sleepless in Seattle, a film that reunited her with Tom Hanks. Under the romantic vision of director Nora Ephron, the emotionally charged love story between two strangers connected by radio waves captivated millions of viewers, making the film a global phenomenon and earning Ryan her second Golden Globe nomination. Previously, Ryan and Hanks collaborated on Joe vs. the Volcano, 1990, a film that, despite its box office failure, became a beloved cult classic over time. In 1998, this iconic duo once again captivated global audiences with You've Got Mail, a charming, clever, and modern love story told through email. Not only was it a commercial hit, grossing over $250 million USD worldwide, but it also became a cultural touchstone, firmly establishing Meg Ryan as the irreplaceable queen of romantic comedies. Meg Ryan wasn't just confined to her dream girl image, she boldly broke out of her comfort zone. In 1991, she was offered the role of Clarice Starling in The Silence of the Lambs, a part that later won Jodie Foster an Oscar, but she declined, not wanting to associate herself with a violent, horror-driven film. Though fans expressed regret, the decision revealed Meg Ryan's clear artistic direction. In 1994, she returned to her charming comedic style in IQ, co-starring Tim Robbins, a sweet romance between a mechanic and a Princeton graduate student, brought about by the humorous matchmaking of Albert Einstein, played by Walter Matthau. The role earned her the Hasty Pudding Woman of the Year award from Harvard University, and earned her a place on People magazine's list of 50 most beautiful people in the world. In 1995, Meg shone once more in French Kiss, alongside Kevin Kline, a humorous love story set against the romantic backdrop of France. She once again embodied America's sweetheart, in a way that felt both familiar and refreshing. Richard Corliss of Time hailed her as the living soul of the romantic comedy genre, a distinction few stars have ever achieved. But Meg Ryan didn't stop there. In 1996, she transformed herself in Courage Under Fire, playing a female military pilot amidst the brutal battlefield. Her strength, decisiveness, and intense inner turmoil earned her the admiration of critics. If you've ever loved Meg Ryan, been moved by her gentle smile in Sleepless in Seattle on a Lonely Night, or believed in the magic of love through emails in You've Got Mail, then subscribe to her channel today to support her. However, beyond her glamorous career, Meg Ryan was also the center of a love scandal. The storm began in 2000, when Ryan was at the peak of her career. During the filming of Proof of Life, she became passionately involved with Russell Crowe, a famous actor known for his wild, impulsive, and passionate nature. No one expected that the woman who once represented innocent romance could be the third party who broke up her own family. Amidst the bright lights of the film set, these two strangers found each other, but that burned down the entire career Ryan had built over nearly 2 decades. The press didn't leave her alone. They not only reported on the events, but also tore apart Ryan's innocent image page by page. They dug up dirt, labeled her a traitor, a third party, and the fallen queen of Hollywood. Meanwhile, her marriage to Dennis Quaid crumbled before the public eye. They separated, then divorced. Both sides accused each other of infidelity. But to the media, Meg Ryan was the betrayer. Even more painful was the public's turning their backs on her. They once loved her, adored her, and saw her as the embodiment of true love. But now, Meg Ryan is only mentioned in stories filled with the smell of cigarettes, strong liquor, and long, lonely nights. Directors who once pursued her now coldly turn away. Film studios remove her from their lists of candidates. And Hollywood, which once rolled out the red carpet for her, now locks its doors. Meg Ryan not only lost love, fame, and a career, she also lost the trust of the entire United States. In the years that followed, despite her efforts to return, her former glory seemed to have faded forever. And it all began with a love affair at the wrong time, with the wrong person, and with the wrong way of maintaining her image. Meg Ryan, from national muse to Hollywood's ostracist, Meg Ryan is the most heartbreaking testament to the fragility of fame and the harsh price of celebrity. After 3 years of silence since withdrawing from the spotlight, Meg Ryan, once a Hollywood romantic icon, unexpectedly appeared in the independent film In the Land of Women, 2007. The film marked Ryan's cautious yet emotional return to the screen. Playing Sarah Hardwick, a wife and mother battling breast cancer, Ryan showed a more ordinary, experienced, and introspective side of herself. The fragile connection between her character and a young neighbor, played by Adam Brody, was portrayed with subtlety, tenderness, and eyes heavy with pain. Although the film received mixed reviews, critics still praised Ryan. Los Angeles Times critic Kenneth Turan even called it the best performance she's ever given, a valuable affirmation during a less-than-stellar period for the actress. However, subsequent efforts didn't yield comparable results. In 2008, Meg Ryan starred in 3 films, but all 3 failed to achieve the expected success. First was The Deal, a satirical comedy set behind Hollywood, where Ryan starred opposite William H. Macy. Despite its creative direction and screening at the Sundance Film Festival, the film failed to make an impact. With a plot deemed convoluted and lacking focus, the deal quickly faded into obscurity and was released directly on DVD instead of having a regular theatrical release. Variety bluntly stated that the pairing of Macy and Ryan was an unappealing flirtation, making it difficult for the public to connect with or empathize with them. Next up was My Mom's New Boyfriend, a light-hearted action comedy starring Antonio Banderas and Colin Hanks. Filmed in 2006 but not released until 2008, it couldn't escape the same fate. Released directly on DVD and receiving scathing reviews. David Nusser of Real Film didn't hesitate to call it a complete disaster. A small bright spot in 2008 was The Women, a remake of the classic 1939 film. Featuring an all-female cast including Annette Bening, Deborah Messing, and Jada Pinkett Smith, the film was hoped to revive Ryan's career. She played Mary Haynes, a wealthy woman betrayed by her husband, a role perfectly suited to Ryan's own past traumas. Despite being heavily criticized by critics, with Richard Schickel of Time calling it one of the worst films ever made, The Women surprisingly achieved commercial success, grossing $50 million worldwide, becoming Ryan's highest-grossing film since Kate and Leopold in 2001. In 2009, Ryan continued experimenting with independent films with Serious Moonlight. In the film, she plays a successful lawyer who discovers her husband intends to elope and ties him to a toilet with duct tape to prevent it. The film, with its dark humor and absurd situations, was a clear attempt for Ryan to break away from her innocent image. Although it received scattered praise for her bold performance, the film was a box office failure, grossing only $150,000. What the tabloids didn't fully report was another physical health challenge Ryan was facing. Ryan struggled with arthritis, a degenerative condition affecting her hips. The chronic pain sometimes caused her to limp noticeably. The hip problems and accompanying physical limitations weren't exactly tabloid stories, but they were her reality, adding another layer of difficulty to an already challenging period. She continued to work irregularly. Women in 2008, serious part-time work in 2009, guest appearances on Lisa Kudrow's Curb Your Intimacy and web therapy. But I think at this point, she wasn't really pursuing any of that anymore. Ryan had largely withdrawn from Los Angeles to New York, focusing on raising Jack and Daisy away from the Hollywood machine. She dated musician John Mellenchamp from 2010 to 2019, even getting engaged in 2018, but that relationship eventually ended. In 2015, Ryan made her directorial debut with Ithaca, a World War II drama in which she also starred. The film received mixed reviews and had a limited release, but it represented something significant. Meg Ryan was now mastering her own story behind the camera, where her outward appearance was unscrupulous. For years, people wondered if Meg Ryan would ever return. In 2023, she answered that question with what followed. She directed, produced, and starred in a romantic comedy alongside David Yakovny. The film was relatable and proved that she still possessed an indescribable charm, only refined with added intellect, life experience, and authenticity. She has spoken candidly about Hollywood's age discrimination and the excessive expectations placed on actresses. She responded to speculation about plastic surgery with a simple statement: "I can't mind that. I can't. It's not worth it." Now in her 60s, Ryan moved to Montito, California, where sources say she has found peace and a new life. She pursues a meditative lifestyle with a healthy group of friends, focusing on health and creativity. She continues to direct and expresses interest in developing projects that tell stories Hollywood often overlooks. She is unmarried, but has openly shared that dating remains as absurd as ever. Her son, Jack Quaid, has become a successful actor, starring in The Boys and films such as Oppenheimer and Scream, continuing the family legacy. If you've ever loved Meg Ryan, Been captivated by her gentle smile in Sleepless in Seattle on a lonely night? Or believed in the magic of love through emails in You've Got Mail? Then subscribe today. We'll continue to take you back to the dim lights of old Hollywood, where the brightest stars are now just echoes in the wind. The most authentic, coldest, yet most thought-provoking stories about glory and bitterness that not everyone dares to tell. Subscribe so you don't miss out on never-before-revealed stories about people who once made the world hold its breath with just a glance.